Hey guys, what's up? It's the Chaos Prophet, and today I have Payday 2 for you. Now before I begin, what I'm playing is Counterfeit, and I didn't remember this heist, so I apologize if I struggle in the beginning to find out where things are, but I hope you enjoy, and I am using the bootleg weapon, I believe it is, the assault rifle that Sydney is using, and I think I'm also using the Vector, which I always use because it's just an amazing weapon. And so yeah, enjoy the gameplay and the music that's in the background. I know I keep using the same music, but I do like it, and it does seem to kind of fit Payday 2, at least a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Nintendo Switch, and for the most part, what's coming to it. And if you can't figure it out already, it's Payday 2, which doesn't make any sense to me, and I'll put this up on the screen right now, but you can see in the first pick that I have, IGN actually reports that, you know, a whole bunch of games are coming to Nintendo Switch. Now, the Switch has been very successful, which is amazing, and it's having, you know, Minecraft and Monopoly and Splatoon and just a whole bunch of different games, besides the ones that it already has, like Zelda and stuff like that, that are already successful. Payday 2 is coming there, and I don't understand why. They haven't done a very good job of delivering DLC to the regular consoles of Xbox One and PS4. So why are they trying to put this game onto a new console where development isn't very good, at least for third parties on Nintendo Switch? So I mean, why are they trying to do this? And I hope, because this was on April 12th, I believe it was, and I'll show another pic here for when Nintendo actually tweeted out, saying that, you know, you get paid to be the bad guys, and this is a tense 4-player co-op action game. It's coming to Nintendo Switch later this year, and that's awesome. But I also wanted to point out, just a side note, that Overkill did post around that time as well, April 12th, that they did a whole bunch of things for PC, which is annoying to the console community, but they did say that they were working on content, and they eventually did with the Most Wanted, or the Most Wanted DLC. So it's infuriating that they're going to bring this to a console that doesn't really have third-party support usually. And it's great that they are, don't get me wrong. That's amazing that Nintendo is opening up to third-party games like Payday 2. But Payday 2, the makers of it, Overkill, do not update their game enough, and do not talk to the community enough, although they have been doing a little bit better on that for the Twitter part, but that's relatively easy, I guess, compared to game development. It just doesn't make any sense, and I don't know why they would want to bring this out, besides the fact that they want to make money. Of course they want to make money, and Payday 3 is coming out as well. So one of the reasons people think that they bring DLC to the consoles, and that it brings so late, is so that they can get more money, so that they can make more DLC for the PC, which has the bigger crowd, which means they're going to buy it, more people are going to buy it, and then they get more money. Now, I know they say they have 2 different teams working on it, and I'm sure they do, but it's incredibly lazy that, like, it took like 8 months to get out the Most Wanted DLC, the DLC we just recently got, and the one before that took about a year and a half. So again, I want to know what Nintendo is thinking, and I really want to know what Overkill is thinking when they're like, yeah, we're going to bring out this game to a new console, and, I mean, are you going to support it? Are you even going to put more DLC on it, or are you just going to get the money from it and then work on Payday 3, which, by the way, I don't think anybody's really going to buy, at least on the console, since you continuously screw us over. Now, I know people love Payday 2. I love Payday 2. By the way, I'm playing this by myself, so I just didn't feel like doing it online, and then also leaving would screw over other players, so I just did it by myself, which is why I was struggling to do it. because I couldn't remember the heist and what to really do. But the point is, they always do this. They did it on the 360 and the PS3, where they didn't give us content for about a year and a half, I believe. And when they did, they finally did it, and then that's it. They stopped, and then the Xbox One came out, and the PS4 came out, and they're like, hey, we're gonna jump ships. We're gonna cash in on this money grab. It's not really money grab. I understand they need to make money, but they could have given 1 or 2 more DLCs on the 360, even though they said it was limited and they couldn't really do it with the hardware that was there, which was bullshit. Because if you look at Battlefield 3, I believe it was back then, they did some pretty amazing things, and they had bigger maps and more guns and more people. So I don't believe that. But anyways, so with them not being able to deliver on the DLC, with it taking months, and now they're putting it on the Nintendo Switch, do you think the Nintendo Switch players will buy it? Even if I bought a Switch for, you know, Zelda or Mario or whatever, I don't think I would buy Payday 2, whether I had the game or not before. I mean, it's an interesting game, it's an amazing game, but it would feel weird on the Nintendo Switch a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. But also, if I did my research and found out that they pretty much screw over console players because they heavily favor the PC community, I wouldn't want to get it. I wouldn't want to play it. And I'm hesitant to tell you guys to go buy it if you are on the Nintendo Switch. The only reason I would say to buy it on the Nintendo Switch is to support Nintendo actually going out of their way or beginning to trust in third parties again and putting them on their platforms. Sure, they had a few in their last generation, but they didn't have a lot, and they didn't have a lot of big guys on there. I'm not saying that Payday 2 is a huge company. They are still a small development team, but they are getting up there, and they have been in production for a long time. So they know what they're doing, and that's pretty much a good and right step in the right direction for Nintendo Switch. It just doesn't make any sense. Let me know what you guys think. This is stupid. I know it's been announced a while ago, and I haven't made a video on it, and so I wanted to do it now. But I wish they would reconsider. Almost. Again, the saving grace is that Nintendo is actually opening their doors to third-party games, and that's what we need. So now to move on to the next bit of news, or a topic that I want to talk about, and that is Raid. And that's their new game that Overkill is kind of producing. At least they're funding it, right? And I'll read it to you here, and you'll see the picture come up. But it says, Heisters, me and Elijah, I think is how you say his name, or Elijah. It's Russian. Have been friends for a long time. We and his brother, Nicky, or Nikolai, or whatever you want to say, studied together 10 years ago. We worked together on Payday 2, The Heist, and Payday 2. They then moved back to Korea. I don't know how to say that, but to create Lion Game Lion, which is a weird gaming name, but it kind of fits because they're Russian, so whatever. Anyways, and they established themselves. They had a dream project they wanted to make, a game set in World War II, inspired by our Payday 2 franchise, and thus Raid World War II was born. We at Overkill and Starbreezy believe in them from the get-go and agreed to fund their development, support them during their project or production, and help them get the game out the door. What an honor and a privilege being able to witness the positive reception of Raid World War II with him at PAX East last weekend. So this was back in PAX East, I believe, of last year, and so it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome that a World War II game is coming out, and I love World War II. I love World War II games. But this is made by one kind of the co-founders of Payday 2 and Payday the Heist, and they split off to make another game company. And the developers that stayed in Overkill decided to help them and fund them. And so they're basically making the game. And my question is, what the fuck? not really a question, but why? You know, why are they doing that? It's cool that they're making a new franchise, and this is based in World War II, and I might have some gameplay. I may or may not, depending on how lazy I am and if I can actually put it in. But there's some gameplays that you can look up that are like 10 minutes or whatever, where they did it at PAX East and some other places where they reviewed the game. And it looks like an okay game, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. Any sense that they want to make this game when they can't deliver on Payday 2, when they can't deliver on DLC for consoles, and that they're even doing things to kind of piss off the PC community as well, and not as much, but they are. They have done a few things. If you remember the microtransactions that they weren't supposed to put in ever, yeah, that whole thing went down. And I believe we even have things like that in the game, or to join the Steam group, and so we can't get certain weapons or won't be able to get certain weapons. But that's besides the point. They're making this game that is World War II, that you're robbing banks or robbing places, trains, helping out, I think, the cause of World War II, but overall trying to you know, gain wealth during that era and killing Nazis and stuff. Sounds like a cool idea, and it is a pretty cool idea. It just doesn't make any sense why they would split off and do this. And if they have to do with Overkill, are you really going to buy that game? I love World War II and World War II games, but I don't think I'm going to buy it. I don't think I'm going to support Overkill for that. They've screwed us more than once, and I don't understand why they think they could pull out another game on top of Payday 3, which we know is more than likely going to come. It's just saddening, and it's fucking dumb, to be honest. I don't understand why they think they can pull this off. They are one of the best, or could be one of the best. I've said this in many of my other videos, one of the best developers, but they continue to do things that are wrong and don't really learn from their mistakes, or at least they don't do it fast. They do sometimes learn from their mistakes, but it takes them a while. So I don't know. I don't understand. Let me know down below if you want this game, and I have a few other things that I could read off to you real quick. This one is the Overkill, saying, from the makers of Payday, the heist in Payday 2 comes Raid World War II, and it has this Steam community games, and it shows you all the things that I read right before it, and they show you some pictures, and they also have a trailer. So if you guys want to see that down below, I'll have it linked. But I don't understand. I don't understand what's the point of this. I understand they want to make money, and I understand they're a company, and I understand that it takes time to develop games and develop DLC for those games, but it shouldn't take 9 months, 8 months. It shouldn't take a year and a half. It just shouldn't. So, I don't know. If you want to buy it, you can, but I would say steer away from it. I would say don't go near it, because we vote with our wallets, and it's becoming quite clear they don't really care and that they just want money. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys do your own research and tell me. But yeah, guys, that's all from me. This has been the Chaos Prophet saying don't get lost in the chaos. Later, guys, and be free.